This week on the Journal, a reverend and the problems his church faces, bike theft and flight simulations,
gunshot effects, animal hygiene, a radio personality, and salsa dancing. All coming up. This is the Journal. Show lineup for you today as we profile some interesting issues while also bringing out the lighter side of the show.
In what we hope will be an interesting experience, we got a special guest. It may just leave you breathless.
I certainly hope so, Reka. I've heard nothing but great things. It should be quite the side-splitting experience.
I think you're really giving it away there, Bianca. Our guest is supposed to be a surprise.
Well, you did it too.
And moving on to our first story, Daniel Dickson recently took a look at the problems a reverend and his church faces in downtown Toronto. Let's take a look.
For 130 years, All Saints Anglican Church Community Center has been a home for the abused, vulnerable, and homeless people. Reverend Bob Conway is assistant pastor and administrator of this center, and he's concerned about the rapid development of urban structure and how that affects the work that they do here.
My name is Bob Conway. I've been an Anglican priest now for 25 years. I'm drawn here because of a particular need. This place is a place where people can belong, particularly people who don't belong anywhere else. They can find this place as a living room for them. They can be respected by our volunteers and by the staff. They can have a listening ear, which is so important in work today with people who are marginalized and vulnerable. If you can listen very carefully to what these folks are saying and also show a little kindness.
Marva Wilson, an office administrator at All Saints, talks about the importance of the center.
It is very important. We have people who have been coming here for years who have nowhere to go in the day. Like the night shelters, they're open until 7 a.m. in the morning, and after that, there's nowhere else to go. So All Saints provide that. They could come here, they could have a meal, they could have somewhere to rest, and just to have a cup of coffee or something like that.
Reverend Conway explains what he calls the closing in of the community.
Yeah, you can see that from the north there's development coming in this way. You can see the cranes up ahead. And from the south at Richmond, it's coming in this way from Bay Street over here, and then from the Don Valley over this way.
Real estate expert David Wex gives his opinion.
I can say personally, because we've had a lot of experience in other cities where we have built condominiums right next to homeless shelters. In Ottawa specifically, they're still there, we're still there. I don't think anyone, if we have any purchasers who come into our sales office who have comments about existing homeless shelters in the area or even next door, as the case in Ottawa project, we tell them that, they're there. They were there first. It's unlikely they're going to move. So if you buy in our urban locations, that's what you get. You get the restaurants, the nightlife, the positive being close in the city center, and you get the reality of where you're buying. We're buying a site right now in Toronto, right adjacent to what is proposed to be a homeless shelter, and I think we understand that's the nature of the city.
Well, with $1.8 million to $8 million condos going up to the south of us, it's obvious that the homeless are being squeezed daily, and that from the direction of the south, the north, the east, and the west, there's nowhere to go.
Here is what two faithfuls of the center had to say.
what can you do about it?
Can't do anything about it.
No. If you go shoot them all, maybe, right?
But what?
You'd be okay that way.
If you had a chance to talk to
then you get your own business going in for yourselves.
If you had a chance to talk to the government, right, about...
You can't get a chance to do those shit,
Yeah?
but...
How would you feel if this place wasn't available for you to come to and other people to come to who needed this place? How would you feel?
It would be very, very difficult because it would be a question of where you go during the daytime. It means that people who don't have a home can be here when they can't be at the hostel.
Conway offers a solution to this threat to his community.
Well, I think that the best thing is for the entire community to get together and plan initiatives and plan some visioning so that we work closely with the other agencies in the neighborhood and with government to look at our resources and to do some creative visioning around the needs in this neighborhood, and especially the needs of the homeless.
We do need development. We also do need to take care of the needy. Hope someone out there is listening. Daniel Dickson, reporting for the Journal.
A surprisingly touching story from Daniel Dickson. It really shocks me as to how uncooperative some of these big businesses are. Do they not realize the damage they are causing to communities? This is part of the reason some neighborhoods are infested with drug dealers and criminals who will steal your bike from your own backyard. Which brings us to our next story. Imran Haniff takes a look at bike theft and how you can stop the scum who try it.
There are over 100,000 bikes being reported stolen in Toronto, and with a high increase in demand for these bikes, we're seeing a lucrative business for the bicycle thieves.
My bike got stolen while I was inside of Innis College, actually, at the University of Toronto campus, and I came out of the college to a very busy area where there were tons of bikes, where I'd park my bike in the morning and it was gone. And I'd seen a guy sort of hanging around the bike rack before, and I imagined that was him, but I mean, the reality of that is probably something that I'll never know. But yeah, my bike was just locked, and it was not there when I got back. It was a really strange feeling you sort of hunt around for a while trying to find it if you maybe just mistook where your bike was.
Normally we recommend U-locks above the cable locks. They're just a little bit stronger and harder to break into. Another good thing to do is to double up, so to have your U-lock as your primary lock and the cable lock as a backup. You could lock the back wheel to the frame, for example. Because what you want to do with the U-lock, especially if you have a quick release front tire, is to rope it through the front wheel, the frame, and whatever it is that you're locking to. And right on the box is usually written a rating system. The numbers go from 1 to 12, so that'll give you an idea of how strong it is. And we usually recommend spending about 10% of the cost of the bike on the lock.
I guess another way that I've heard of people protecting their bikes, and I haven't done this with mine because it's already a piece of crap, but some people will purposefully scuff up their bikes, spray paint them, duct tape them, do a whole bunch of stuff to them to make it look as though it's a really crappy bike, when in fact it's not.
All bikes, as far as I know, have a serial number that are etched into the frame, so if you just flip the bike over, right where the groin of the bike, so to speak, where the pedals are, right underneath, there'll be a long series of letters and numbers, and if you make note of that, and you can register that with the police, and if your bike does get stolen, they can trace it that way.
As far as the bicycle registration program is, with the Toronto Police Service, we have 2 forms that are online on our website, torontopolice.ca, and what you do is you put your name, your address, your type of bike, most importantly the serial number of the bike, the model, the color of the frame, the make of your bike, and any other additional things you want to put down that would assist us in recovering your bike, would assist us locating your bike quicker, then we encourage that as well. And that can be done all online. It's very easy. All you do is you fill out the form and you submit it, and it goes into our central database and it gets on our CPIC system. So any officer out in the street comes across that bike, he's going to know it's stolen and you'll get your bike back. We do have a good amount of success in getting stolen bikes back.
With bike theft on the rise, it is more important than ever to register your bike. and lock your bike in a well-lit and public area on a secured post, the one which the city provides. And most importantly, buy a quality lock. I'm Imran Haniff, reporting for the Journal.
Welcome back. Have you ever wanted to fly a plane? How about a military plane? I certainly don't, but my co-host Reka is all for it. She recently had the opportunity to check out a flight simulator and see how much of a ride it is for someone. Let's take a look.
Ladies and gentlemen, mission failure is not an option. Check your 6 and let's go fly.
Hi, I'm Reka Barti, and I'm outside Air Combat Zone. Let's go inside and check out their amazing flight simulators. So, for those that don't know, what is Air Combat Zone?
It's a jet fighter entertainment center. It's a bit unlike anything people would be familiar with. We have 4 F-18 Hornet flight simulators that people can all dogfight with each other in. We're located on Dixie Road in Mississauga. We're just about 3 lights south of the 401 at 5170 Dixie Road.
Great, so let's go check it out.
Perfect. Come on in. I'd love to show you. And we're heading off in a new direction, towards Pearl Harbor, in fact. Yeah, so as far as what they can do in the simulators, we can do air-to-air, we can do air-to-ground, we can do takeoffs, landings, navigation. We can work up to doing complete strike fighter missions in the simulator. There's not much that you could do in the actual plane that you can't do in the simulator. Once you're within about 3 miles, the shoot cue pops up and you can pull the trigger.
Could you tell me a little bit about your corporate events?
We've got several different mission profiles that we use for corporate events based on what a customer's goals are. Might be they just want to come out and have some fun together, they finished a project. Could be something that's more team building oriented. We've got communication exercises that we use for facilitation of the topic of communication as well. So we've got a whole bunch of different mission profiles we've got put together for corporate events. We also do a summer camp program for youths. It runs throughout the summer, 4 campers per week. It's called the Future Aces Summer Camp.
Let's go fly some planes.
All right, folks, let's go hit the flight line. We'll get you airborne.
Wow, this is awesome. How does this compare to current industry simulators?
The simulators that we have here at Air Combat Zone, we've had numerous actual fighter pilots come and fly with us, and they all say the same thing. They're awesome. Up in Cold Lake in Bagotville, where Canada has our fighter planes primarily based, they've just got new simulator systems up there, and I've had somebody who's been in those simulators tell me that the simulators that we have here are quite good. The biggest difference between what we're using and what they'd actually use in the military is the visual system would be more elaborate with what they're using. But the stationary cockpit with full instrumentation is essentially the same type of system they would use. Well, once a month we hold something called our Maple Flag competition. Customers that have flown with us at least once, so that they've been through the training, can come out. We run a ladder-style competition. Everybody warms up in the simulators first, and then everybody's going to dogfight in groups of 4. We take their scores, put those up on the board. The top scorers move to the next round and on to the final round for a Top Gun competition where somebody is crowned the winner of the evening as the Top Gun.
What did you expect, and was it what you expected?
I expected it to be a lot more difficult to be able to maneuver this as easily as I did the first try. It's very hands-on and very easy to maneuver. Tons of fun. Like the instructors and everything, they were really good, able to explain everything really easily.
Oh, yes! Well, if you'd like to know more about Air Combat Zone, check out their website. I'm Reka Barti, reporting for the Journal. You know, Bianca, you could have shown a little more enthusiasm. It is your job.
It certainly is. I thought I did a great job.
You didn't show any interest in the piece. I mean, it is a thrill ride, and you need to jump into the camera.
Can we just go to the next story, please?
All right, gladly. When watching some of my favorite movies, there's always one thing I find in common with all of them. They all have tons of blood and gore. The really good stuff. From intestines to brain tissue, it is all really cool when done properly. And it's really expensive, but gore expert Patrick Wotten demonstrates you don't always need boatloads of money to make really good, nasty-looking effects.
The movie reaches a climax where good and evil face off, but without the right effects, The scene looks awkward and out of place. You want to put in special effects, but you don't know how. Well, I'm here to help. So you're making a movie, but you want to add some special effects without going over a poor man's budget. Well, today I'm going to show you a cheap, safe, and easy way to make your own Hollywood squib. The items you will need are super glue, some strong tape, a pair of scissors, a washer, a blood solution, fishing line, and condoms. The first step is to make a blood solution using corn syrup, water, and food coloring. Next, remove a condom from the packaging and pour the blood solution into the condom. Once you have the amount you want, tie the end off. Next, tie your fishing line around the washer. Attach the washer to the condom using superglue. Now that your squib is done, use the tape to attach it to your victim. Now let's see the effect at work in an action scene. And that's how to build your own Hollywood squib.
That was a really interesting piece. I will probably end up using that effect in my near future movies. Did you take any notes, Bianca?
Only if I was planning to make a movie about getting shot. I'm really not interested in violent movies.
What's wrong with violence?
Oh, I don't know. It sells.
What do you mean it sells? Everybody loves violence, just like everybody loves puppies and kitties.
Oh, perfect transition. I always knew we'd make a good team. Hygiene is very important to pet owners. They know the mess their pets go through and the pain they have to go through cleaning them. Cat owner Kayla Shepperd was interested in finding some new ways of cleaning her cat without putting it through water torture. Let's see what she scratched up.
Oh, that is just disgusting. That is so nasty. And my little cat was just inside there. She's gonna need a bath, and I need some serious help because I have never done this before.
That's Sue. She is a professional groomer for cats and dogs, and she's going to tell me how to clean my cat. I was just wondering, I have a cat at home, and I need to know what to do. I want to bathe her. She smells from her cat litter, and I want to know what I need to do. So, if she likes the water, is it better to do it in a tub or in a sink, or what's my best solution?
Is she a large cat, or is she, just like a medium short-haired cat, or?
Yeah, she's about a medium short hair.
You could try her in the sink because the bathtub, she has a lot of room to move around. And if she gets away from you, it's going to be harder for you. Whereas these tubs are quite large. So if she goes up, she might try and get away from you. So you might try her the first time in the sink. Put the water on very slightly, not to scare her off if she hasn't been bathed before. Or just run some water while she's near the tub or the sink and let her hear the water running, just see how she reacts to that. And then put her in carefully and gently. Don't put the water on full blast. Put it on gently and just see how she's going to react to that. She might like it, she might not. But before you do anything with a cat, you cut the nails first. Make sure you cut the cat's nails. So that if he does react and he does going to scratch you. The hook is not going to go into your skin and rip you. So just always, always, before you do anything, make sure you cut the nails.
My cat is she's a year old, and just now I want to start bathing her. Do you think it would even work?
Oh, possibly. Again, it's just doing it very slowly, letting them hear the water running, trying it. You could pour a little water over the cat just to see how she's going to react, and go from there. Some cats will just sit there and let you bath them. And a lot of times cats will give you they'll give you like a reaction, so you'll know if they're not happy. The ears will go back flat to the head, and the tail will start moving really quick.
Okay, so that actually leads me to my next question, what I would do if it was extremely difficult to get my cat in that water.
You can they have some really, really good dry shampoos out in the pet stores. They have one that we've used here a lot, and it's called Miracle Coat. And what you do is you spray it all over the cat, you wet the cat, you get a very wet towel, rub it all up, it lathers up. Excuse me, but then what you're going to do is you just dry the cat. You don't rinse it off or anything. You just dry the cat, and it has the tea tree oil in it, and the cat's coat come out beautiful. And really, cats, I mean, when you watch a cat, it spends most of the time licking itself. They clean themselves constantly. So, I mean, unless really your cat's got a skin irritation or it has to be bathed, I just let them clean themselves or use the dry shampoo. Like why stress them out unnecessarily with the water? But if you're going to do it and you want to do it on a regular basis, start when they're young and get them used to it.
All right, so as you can tell, the water technique did not work, but we do have the dry shampoo. Worked very nice. My kitty smells nice and clean now. She's all ready to go on with her day. And just remember, careful with the water. I'm Kayla Shepperd. Have fun bathing your cat. Signing out from the Journal. Bye.
That was some good stuff. Bianca may not believe me, but I have a cat of my own and have gone through the same problem trying to give her a bath. Speaking of Bianca, it is my turn to introduce her own piece. It may not be a thrill ride of epic proportions, but it is an interesting piece about a radio DJ and his work for the community.
Troy Patrick is a passionate DJ who loves music, a big brother to the kids within his community, as well as a busy coordinator at the Boys and Girls Club at West Scarborough.
Getting to know the music, the Canadian artists, getting a chance to promote myself as well, whether it be as a DJ or as a youth worker, so promoting programs throughout in and around the community. To know a lot in terms of the people in the industry, different DJs, different artists, exchanging numbers, getting to know people's contact.
Being a youth coordinator, Troy has been able to inform the community about the youth by using the radio station.
I see myself as a role model for the simple fact that a lot of the kids, a lot of the youth look up to me in everything that I do. For example, just the other day, I was at a school and one of the youth said, "Why aren't you at work?" And I told them that this was my job, and they were saying, "Is this how you get to drive the car and all that stuff?" And I was like, "Yeah." So by them looking at me and seeing what I do, they look at me as a role model, seeing that I'm doing something positive. And I think the community, for one, made me what I am today. If it wasn't for this community, if it wasn't for all the people in the community that I've worked with, that has lived in the complex with me, I wouldn't be where I am today. So just for the simple fact of being in the community, growing up in the community, and then being able to give back to the community and all the youth.
As a dedicated youth worker, Troy is available around the clock. I went along with him to spend time with one of the youths within his community. This revealed his commitment to his work.
A lot of people nowadays that work with youth are not able to relate to what it is they go through. A lot of youth workers today don't have a passion for what it is that they're doing. So for me, in my example, I grew up in this community, so I pretty much know the schools around the area.
I admire that Troy is smart and he doesn't give up that easily. I'm glad that Troy's my big brother because he looks out for me and he doesn't let anyone hurt me or anything hurt me.
Troy has shown that in order for your community to improve and prosper, you must do whatever you can to be involved. Whether it be working within a radio station to inform the public or help the elderly, the littlest things do count. Welcome back. Unlike Reka, I will not complain about her enthusiasm, even though it was lacking. The people in our next door, however, are full of it. Fran Rawlings takes a look at the club of salsa dancers and their passion towards their dance.
Hey, what's up, and welcome to another segment of What's Cool in Toronto. Today we're in downtown Toronto. Toronto has a wide variety of things always going on, everything from Caravana to Nuit Blanche. People here are always looking for new and exciting things to do. I guess you're probably wondering, what are we doing in front of a church that could be so cool? Today I'm going to take you inside, or somewhere you can have fun, stay fit, and spice up your life. So come on, let's go take a look inside. The Toronto Salsa Practice is a gathering of people of all levels of salsa, beginners to advanced, that come together every Saturday to learn, refine their salsa skills, or simply have a good time. The practice is flexible and cost efficient, offering 3 practices every Saturday. Regardless of your skill level, each participant has the opportunity to hone his or her skills by dancing with someone more advanced. Jim Greneau is the founder of the Toronto Salsa Practice.
Toronto Salsa Practice started in January 2001. I was in a beginner salsa class at that time, and I'm a kind of slow learner at this sort of stuff. So I asked 3 other people from my beginner class to stay with me after class and practice. Some other people from the class started joining us. It just grew by itself like that over the years. I started taking salsa classes in Guatemala back in the late 90s. I was working with a non-governmental organization there that worked with refugees coming back to Guatemala from Mexico who had gone there to escape the Civil War.
The dance of salsa is often referenced as a dance of love, passion, and seduction. Don't let the fact that the practice is held at a church throw you off. Many people appreciate the distinct location.
I like the spirit of being around a religious place that it's kind of it's an extension of salsa, because salsa works your mind, and being close to the church also gives you that sense of peace.
I think it's nice. I think it is strange, but you can find people from everywhere, and you're not going to be related to alcohol or these kind of things, so it is pretty nice.
There are no memberships, no formal lessons, and everyone can participate.
I started doing it because I loved the way it looked, and I thought it looked like a lot of fun. I and a lot of other people have found that it's very pleasant to be able to dance where everybody is friendly, where women don't have to wait an hour to dance. Because, by the way, we do have a rule here, which is that if a woman asks a man to dance, he has to say yes. Nicolas Malegon, a first-time participant of the practice, sat down and shared his thoughts with us.
I'm new in Toronto, and a friend told me that this was a nice experience, so I'm here. The thing that I like the most about the practice is that there are people from everywhere. People from Peru, from Chile, from United States dance salsa, very different. So it is good to know more styles.
What I love about the Toronto Salsa Practice is the people. It's always been a really friendly, supportive group of people. You don't get attitude. Everybody dances with everybody.
Yeah, we have many reasons why we come here weekly. One is to socialize. I think that's the first big step of coming here. And you make good friends, you meet very good people. The second one, of course, is the salsa itself. It's a good fun, nice way of working out your body and your mind, as well as developing your salsa skills. It's almost like a teamwork, and you see everybody every week developing their skills and becoming better on what they love. And that's very nice.
If people want to find out more information about the Toronto Salsa practice, how do they go about doing that?
You can come here, or you can go to www.torontosalsapractice.com and find out all about it there.
It's amazing how one person's enthusiasm can affect the lives of so many. Jim Greneau has started something fantastic. The Toronto Salsa practice is cost efficient, open to everyone, and it's a lot of fun. I had such a good time that I had to try it out for myself. I always say don't knock it till you try it, and the Toronto Salsa practice is one thing you should definitely check out.
Salsa dancing reminds me of nachos. Anyways, further ado more, I have someone I'd like to introduce. You've been waiting the whole show. Our special guest, Mr. Adam McFawn.
Thanks, guys. I'm really happy to be here. Considering the day that I've had this morning, I caught my roommate whacking off to a video of himself whacking off. You kind of take creepy to a whole new level. Like, what kind of porn was he watching anyway? Like, I walked in and he didn't even stop or anything. He just looked at me like, I'll be done in a second. Oh, man. I tried to figure out, so I gave him some porn of my own, right? He's going through the collection, and he's rifling off the titles, and he's like, Right Girl, Wrong Hole, Part 7. But I haven't seen the first 6. How am I going to know what this is about? Because he watches porn from beginning to end. Closest I ever come to that is when I'm buying a new one. I'm trying to find the girl that I like, and I'm like, if I ever go past her, I feel like I'm cheating on her. I'm sorry, baby. Rewind. I'm sorry, baby. Rewind. Oh, you're probably all wondering what a guy with such a commercial look's doing comedy for, anyways. This girl over here is like, I just want to take him home and give him a bath. Hope he doesn't steal anything. That doesn't even sound like a woman's voice. Yeah, I got a lot of tattoos, and sometimes you get people that they're scared and stuff like that. But the other day, this little old lady, she must have been 83 years old, walked up to me. She said, "Excuse me, young man, can I talk to you for a second?" I'm like, "Sure. I just noticed that you have a lot of lovely tattoos. You remind me of my husband that died in World War II." And she trusted me so much and saw me for who I was as a human being. It was so beautiful. And, there was so much trust there. She saw beyond the exterior and just trusted me so much. And she went on to describe her husband and whatever else. And, it was such a beautiful moment. And then I punched her in the throat and stole her purse. And as she's laying there clutching her throat, she's like, "You've brought shame to this family." I'm like, oh. I screwed that one up. Anyways. Well, I was going to tell you guys about this is a really nice crowd. It's a nice show to be doing. It's better than the last show I did at my family reunion talent show. Because my dear old grandmother's not here to scream out words of encouragement. "You've brought shame to this family." And see, that's where I should have told that joke first. But anyways. Oh, I think it's really important that we chase our dreams and attain our goals. Take, for example, the fat stripper that I had table dance for me last night. She knew what she wanted. She inspired me to grow a beard like this. Great. And that joke's about as creepy as the retarded girl at work that has a crush on me. Oh, ooh, I don't have a fucking job. Look at me. I'm not even a comic. I just wandered in off the street looking for a place to wash my socks. Think we get these lights any brighter? I've always wanted an x-ray of my head by college students. It's funny that silence makes people laugh. Well, it's been a real pleasure performing for you guys here. Kind of like, punching blind kids. Fun and easy. Thank you very much, everybody.
So thank you for watching the Journal. Thank our guest, Mr. Adam McFawn. And I hope you guys have a good night. Thank you for watching The Journal. Peace.
And don't miss us next week on The Journal.